Hello everyone, this is God from Region 618. Today is Sunday, October 19th, 2025, and it's the final day of the Archipelago Raid. The war is pretty much over. Jade has stopped pushing and fighting, and it looked like Crimson didn't want to fight or compete at all. As for our situation with Gold, it seems like the issue has been resolved. The coalition with them actually happened, and everything seems to be on good terms now. Also, great job to everyone. We managed to climb into the top 10 rankings, which means we'll be getting some solid rewards. Now, all we have to do is wait until Monday when the Archipelago Raid officially ends, and then we can collect our well-earned rewards for all the hard work we put in. Thanks to everyone who showed up and fought. Let's keep it up. And by the way, shout out to all legions on the ground. Massive respect to Gold, Jade, and Crimson. Well played everyone. And a special shout out to the Azure Legion, especially the alliances. W1K, O, ROFF, and Dolly. Good game everyone. So, what are we waiting for now? Let's check out what happened on my Archipelago Day 3 and 4. Let's dive right into the action. Day 3, our first tower war with Gold. And guess what? We lost. Yeah, we lost our first tower war against Gold. What happened was that what was supposed to be a 2v1v1 turned into a 3v1 situation. Like I said in my first vlog, the plan for 2v1v1 wasn't properly explained or proposed to Gold. Gold thought we were greedy, like we were trying to conquer the entire map and fight every legion, them, Jade, and Crimson, but the original plan was different. It was supposed to be a 2v1v1. Like a Royal Rumble, we fight Jade and Crimson teamed up, and we can also fight Gold, our ally, only on Day 1 and Day 2. On Day 3, the 2v1v1 ends because the coalition phase starts on Day 4, and settlements will be rewarded to legions that have top 10 players on the rankings. Because the plan wasn't explained clearly, the rest of the map and all the legions think we're greedy and arrogant, like we want to fight everyone. And hey, it is what it is. Right now, we're competing on V7 with our ally Gold for the Phase 1 rewards. The agreement was simple. Whoever has more players in the top rankings gets to capture and hold V7. Yeah, we do have more players in the top 10 rankings. But here's the thing, Gold basically voided that agreement because they think we declined and rejected them as an ally. Like I said before, lack of communication and poor plan proposals can turn everything into total chaos. Let me explain why we lost to Gold, even with all our whales and strong players. Okay, let me be real with all of you. I've been thinking about why we totally lost to Gold. Even though we have so many whale players and strong accounts in our legion, and honestly, it comes down to a few simple but serious issues. First, our communication is terrible. There's no real coordination, no clear plan on where and when to attack, no set time for players to log in and be ready. We just push whenever, and whoever's online at that time jumps in. That's not strategy, that's chaos. Because of this, our forces are constantly split, and we lose our momentum right away. Second, time zones are killing our full force. Half of us are active during the day, and the other half can only fight at night. That means every time we go to war, we're only fighting with half our full strength. We've never once gone into a fight with our entire power online at the same time. Third, a lot of our strongest players don't show up for war. This is the most painful part. We are probably the most powerful legion on the map when it comes to whales and strong individual players, but during wars, we're also one of the most inactive. Some of our top members are just offline when it matters most. Meanwhile, Gold might not have as many whales, but their entire team shows up every single time, full force and well coordinated. That's why they win. You can call me a self-proclaimed tactician or trash talk me if you want, but just think about it. You've all seen it yourselves. Every tower war, we're not giving 100%, not even close. If we ever truly moved as one team, with full coordination and participation, we'd be unbeatable. But until that happens, we're just wasting our potential. As of now, we're on the bottom side of the map facing Jade, and to be honest, I'm pretty sure we'll lose today's tower fight with them. Why? Because we're already exhausted after the back-to-back tower fights with Gold. It's been non-stop, side-by-side battles with barely any time to recover. So don't be too surprised if we can't hold our ground against Jade today. We've already spent most of our energy and resources. To be fair, Jade is playing smart. They saw we're completely exhausted from fighting Gold, and they know this is the perfect time to strike and destroy our tower. If I were them, I'd do the exact same thing. It's a smart move. Attack when your enemy is weakest. And look how well coordinated Jade's attack is. They brought their entire Legion force. It's clear this was planned. They knew we were already drained from fighting Gold, and they chose the perfect time to strike. It's like they wanted us to fall back toward our helipad, just so they could wipe us out completely and make sure we don't get another chance to recover. Honestly, it's a smart move on their part. Hit us when we're weak and don't let up. There's really nothing we can do here. Trying to defend this ground with just 9 people is a guaranteed loss. So yeah, I'll admit it. We lost twice today. Once to Gold, and now to Jade. Our tower already burned. It's time to fall back and retreat. Being aggressive in a losing fight will only cost us more casualties and eat up our resources. We need to save up, regroup, and avoid pointless losses right now. I hope Jade doesn't completely wipe out our other towers. If they leave anything standing, we can come back and get our revenge. For now, pull back, heal, rest your troops, and prepare for the next fight. We'll be ready when the time comes. On the other side, Gold is still pushing, and they gave us an offer. Pull back, give them V7, and continue the alliance. For me, honestly, I'm fine with that. Let's be real. Our Legion doesn't have proper coordination when it comes to war. Competing with Gold over V7 is completely pointless if we can't bring our full 100% force. Fighting just for pride, when we're clearly not ready, will only waste time, resources, and energy. So yeah, I'm okay with backing off from V7 and holding the alliance. Right now, preserving what we still have is better than losing everything in a war we simply can't win. But here's the truth. I don't have the power to decide. It's hard to even ask, let alone convince, some of the whale players to give up on V7 and go with the alliance path. I'm just a phantom tactician. I observe, I investigate. I watch the whole map and try to understand the bigger picture. But at the end of the day, I'm not the one calling the final shots. Looks like one of our members just got burned alive. I already told everyone, use a shield before going offline or fly to a safe zone. Getting burned like that causes huge casualties, and once you lose your troops and resources, you basically can't play for the rest of the Archipelago raid. It sucks to see it happen, especially when it's preventable. So please, don't take the risk. If you need to log off, shield up, or relocate, simple as that. We've already taken enough losses. Let's not make it worse by being careless. I guess our whales have finally decided to give up on V7 and approve Gold's proposal to capture and keep V7, so Gold will get the Phase 1 rewards. I know it sucks that we couldn't get the Phase 1 rewards ourselves, but honestly, it's fine. The important thing is that we win the raid and collect the War Meets War rewards. Almost 99% of our players are in the top 10 ranking for War Meets War. So we've already secured those top 10 rewards, which is still better than missing out completely. Of course, getting both the Phase 1 rewards and the War Meets War rewards would be amazing, but we have to play smart and focus on what we can still achieve. Also, Jade is really energetic with the trash talk. On the second day of the Archipelago raid, we already pushed them back to their helipad. Now that they got their revenge and we lost, they're roasting and trash-talking us hard. They think our 2v1v1 plan was actually a 3v1 plan, and that we were asking for an all-out war against the 3 legions. Since I'm just a fandom tactician here, I type and share my opinions on Azure chat. I guess they listened, because now we're flying back to Jade's side. Looks like round 3 is about to happen in our clash with Jade. Honestly, I don't know what our Legion is thinking. I thought we agreed to give V7 to Gold and settle the issue, but here we go again, pushing into Gold territory. Feels like we never learn when it comes to agreements, planning, or making solid decisions. If our Legion actually shows up in full force, I truly believe we could win against Gold. But if it's like before, just half of us pushing and fighting, then it's a 100% guaranteed fail all over again. Clash with Gold, round 2. And now here we are, only 2 rallies out of 5 alliances in our Legion are actually deploying. This is exactly what I've been talking about. Even if we have all the strong players here in our Legion on ground 50, we also have a lot of inactive players just taking up space. I said it before, and I'll say it again. We cannot defeat Gold if we can't release our full force. Going into war with only 20 to 30 active players while the rest just sit around is not strategy. It's suicide. This is supposed to be a Legion-wide war, and yet we're showing up like it's just another event we can casually lose. And seriously, why the hell do we keep competing against Gold again and again with no solid plan, no roll call, and no reminders to let people know when the hell we're actually going to attack? If we want to win, we need to get serious. Wake up, show up, move together as one Legion, or don't bother showing up at all. Right now, our co-players from PHPX are already tired of fighting the same losing battle against Gold. And now I hear that our Legion officers are trying to negotiate with Gold again over V7. Honestly, I've already said this earlier. Just give V7 to Gold and let us face Jade instead. What's the point of going into another war against Gold with only 20 to 30 players active on the battlefield? We've seen how that ends every time, with us losing again and again. How many more times do we need to throw ourselves into a war we can't win before we learn the lesson? I really hope this time the officers finally realize it's better to accept defeat on V7, regroup, and shift our focus somewhere we can actually fight, like against Jade. We're wasting our energy, our troops, and our active players for nothing. It's not about giving up. It's about playing smart. Let's stop repeating the same mistake. I guess they finally decided to move and retreat from fighting Gold. About time. No shame in stepping back when the numbers just aren't there. Good game to Gold Legion though. Gotta give credit where it's due. They're a very active and powerful Legion, and they've been showing up strong every time. Respect to that. Now let's focus on where we can actually make an impact. Enough with wasted wars. Let's regroup, reset, and get back to winning.
The next day.
The V7 issue is now closed, and we're finally shifting focus. Now it's time to fight Jade, and this time, we're going in to push them back with everything we've got. This will be our 4th clash with the Jade Alliance, and we're not just here to fight. We're here to win and regain our respect on ground 50. We've taken hits, we've made hard calls, but now we're moving forward with purpose. No more distractions, no more wasted battles. Let's show the rest of ground 50 that we're still a force to be reckoned with. Form up, rally strong, fight smart. Let's make this one count. We've already defeated Jade. Now it's time to dive straight into Crimson and wipe them out. I'm telling you right now, we're hungry for points, and we're not stopping here. We need to make sure we stick in the top 10 player rankings and compete with the whale players on points. No holding back, no slacking off. We've come this far, and now we finish strong. Let's hit Crimson hard, control the feel, and keep the pressure non-stop. Focus on high-value targets. Let's end this archipelago nice and clean and on top. Stick together, fight smart, and let's make our mark. looks like Crimson Legion didn't even want to fight at all. So that wraps up my Archipelago Day 4, where we conquered both Jade and Crimson right here on Ground 50 and officially reigned supreme. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and share it with your fellow commanders. And hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you won't miss my upcoming Genesis War vlog. It's gonna be intense. Until next time, peace out. And our best in-game comment goes to